One of my favorites, German potato salad, is perfect for Easter. It's perfect for spring, and guess what? It can be served warm or chilled. It's one of my favorite potato salads. It's a different take, and I think you're gonna love it, so let's make some. When it comes to side dishes, especially as we get into spring, still could be kind of cool. I live in Iowa. You can go from winter to spring-like weather really quickly. This German potato salad is one of my favorite ways to enjoy a transitional, beautiful potato salad. So instead of a normal creamy potato salad, this one uses a sweet sour dressing that is absolutely delicious. I remember the first time my mom made this, I was hooked. I said, why have we not been having this? It's so good and it's really quick. And it's gonna start with potatoes. So instead of cooking them on the stove, we're gonna actually roast them. And I think that can actually add more flavor, but it's also really quick. So I'm using these miniature yellow potatoes, kind of like a new potato. And why I like them is the yellow is a really creamy, beautiful potato. They have a thin skin, so you scrub them and then you let them dry. And then you can just put them in bite-sized pieces, what we're chopping them into, which can be slightly big, because once you stir it together, once they're roasted, they'll maybe break down a little bit. But what I like is they're just like that perfect vessel that you don't have to do too much work to. My thing is always trying to make the kitchen easier. If I don't have to peel something, if I don't have to make more work than normal, I'm a happy camper. So in this case, there is no reason to peel. Instead, we're gonna have these beautiful potatoes that are gonna roast perfectly. In that time, we're gonna make a sauce that has celery and onion, lots of herbs, but the most important part, a sweet sour flavor to it that you just can't beat. So I have 2 baking sheets of these potatoes because I want them to roast evenly. If you pile things up, they don't roast, they steam, and we don't want that. So the first step is olive oil. You need olive oil, and you wanna make sure you put it on and then that you coat everything. So sometimes I'll put them all in a bowl and I'll make sure that way. Otherwise, what I'll do is put them on the pan, but then go in with your hands. You need to do this and make sure they are well coated. If they're not well coated, you're not gonna get that good roasting on all sides. So then you wanna spread them out into an even layer and see how there's space. That's what you want. That means they're gonna actually roast. So you wanna make sure you do that with both pans. I just wash my hands from the oil, and now you just wanna make sure you salt them. So salt is the second important part when you are doing anything that has to do with roasting. Salt adds flavor, it seasons it well. And the thing is, if you think you have too much salt in your diet, most likely it's from any of the processed foods, from any of the eating out that you're doing. If you're cooking at home, this salting you're doing at home is always gonna be far less than anything pre-packaged, pre-made. And that's what's important to know, but you need the salt to add flavor. So once the salt is on, we're gonna add some pepper. So this fresh pepper is just gonna give it a nice, pepper has a slight spice to it. And the reason I freshly grind mine, it has a fresher taste when you do it like this, and it actually has a little bit more pungency, and that's what I want. So once these are all done, we're gonna put them right into our hot oven. They're gonna roast. Then we'll make a really delicious sauce that, the base of it is bacon, which now you know why it's so good. But it's a really simple, beautiful dish. I'm taking off the rest of the bacon here. So I've been browning the bacon, crisping it up, and getting all that wonderful bacon grease actually rendering out of the pan. So now this is gonna become the fat we use, the grease we use, the oil we use, but I wanna know how much is in there because every time you do bacon, it can be a different amount. So what we wanna do is pour it off so we can control the amount of bacon. So what I have here is then our bacon grease, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a paper towel or two, and I'm gonna actually just wipe out the inside of this pan for any of the extra bits that are maybe on the bottom. There's always gonna be bacon bits in it, but I just wanna get out anything that maybe would just kind of look burned a little bit. So we're gonna get up some of that extra grease that's in there too. We'll discard that. And now what I can do is add back the grease I actually want to that pan. So I can measure it out. So there's just a good way to control what we need and what we actually wanna cook with. So I'm gonna put it right in there. That skillet is still pretty hot, so I'm gonna turn it really low. What I have here is onion and celery. And you can see I'm leaving the celery in some nice sized pieces because I don't want it to cook and become mushy, but I do want to take a little bit of that crispness off. So we're gonna put the onion and that celery right into this beautiful, do you hear that? That bacon grease. What that's gonna do is pick up all that flavor, any of those remaining bits on the bottom of the pan that we didn't scrape off, and it's gonna start just cooking it slightly to take it off. I already took the potatoes out of the oven. You can see that they just began to get kind of some browning on them. And when you want to check when they're done, you can just with a knife. If they easily insert with no resistance or just taste one, you know they're done. But these are just now cooling off slightly while we get really our vinaigrette ready. So this has been cooking for a few minutes, just beginning to pick up those wonderful bits, but then also just softening the celery slightly. So now we're gonna add a little bit of pepper. Again, the salt we're gonna get from that bacon, so you can always season to taste, but usually bacon has enough. Now we're gonna add apple cider vinegar. And this is where the sour comes in. And what I wanna do is let that cook down a little bit, reduce slightly, and then we're gonna add honey, and that's gonna balance out with sweetness. So the apple cider has been cooking, apple cider vinegar, a little bit and just starting to reduce. I still definitely want it because it is definitely, part of that vinaigrette. So what we're gonna now do is add in the honey. And now the honey, you can use whatever, your favorite type of raw honey, filtered honey, whatever you prefer. I usually use a raw, so it's gonna look cloudy. And then we're just gonna stir that in, and we're gonna turn the heat off because there's enough residual heat in there that it's gonna melt in. But what this does is instantly balance out that apple cider vinegar. So this is where you get that sweet, sour flavor from that is just iconic to this beautiful potato salad. And I think it's really essential. So what we're gonna do is bring this over here. We're gonna let that just kind of, see how it's just sitting there, and you have now this vinaigrette, almost sauce-like substance on top. And we're gonna pour it right over these potatoes. So the potatoes are still slightly warm. Obviously the vinaigrette is hot. And what that's gonna do is just soak into those potatoes. So with it all on there, I'm gonna set the skillet down, and we're just gonna stir it a little bit to make sure those flavors are really melding together. So you can serve this warm, you can serve it chilled, but as it sits a little bit, those flavors really work together and marry even more. So as that's sitting there, you can see what I have is some herbs that I'm chopping up. I think what we need here is freshness, because we have a lot of flavor in the bacon that can be smoky. We have the delicious onion and the potatoes, but what we need is that fresh factor. So I have some parsley, some dill, and one of my favorites, tarragon. Tarragon has just this beautiful flavor to it that, to me, in general, in any potato salad, tarragon and dill are gonna work so well. When you couple them with parsley and just put that right in there, oh, guys, it's gonna be so good. Now with this, the one thing that's missing yet in this beautiful dish, which can you see why for Easter, for a spring celebration, this is so great. We're using fresh flavors with herbs. We're using wonderful, delicious potatoes, kind of like a new potato. And we're gonna take some of the bacon, however much you want or don't want, but I'm gonna chop some up. Now, if you wanna make this vegetarian and not use bacon, you can do that. Obviously a lot of that smoky flavor is coming from the bacon. You could sub in some smoked paprika for a little bit of smokiness and just use oil when you're gonna actually cook the vinaigrette. So we're gonna put in some of that bacon, just chop it right in there. I'm gonna stir this together, then I'm gonna get a bowl. We're gonna try some, and I think it's gonna be good. I personally like to have this on a platter at the end. I think it just presents nicer to have it kind of displayed a little bit better. It's a beautiful, wonderful, festive dish. And I think it's perfect for spring, but I think it's perfect for any time of year. And once you try it, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about with that sweet, beautiful sour note. So this is best served to me with some type of wonderful main dish maybe. You could serve it on its own, but obviously if you want to like amp it up, you have it with a beautiful main dish. This is delicious. It's dressed just enough so you get those hints of the honey, the hints of the apple cider vinegar, but they work together for a vinaigrette. You get the smokiness of the bacon. That celery you can see is just beginning to like soften, which is what I like. So it takes a little bit of the harshness off, but it still has that fresh, crisp, tender flavor and texture. That's what I love. The herbs really finish it off, especially that tarragon and dill. I love that punchy flavor of those. This is a beautiful dish. It's perfect for Easter, it's perfect for spring, it's perfect for just gathering around and enjoying maybe the first outdoor meal you're gonna have. Have this, serve it warm, serve it chilled, whichever you prefer. It's a beautiful meal and I hope you make it. So what do I hope you do with these videos? As always, I hope you make them. I hope you feel confident and excited to get in the kitchen, because that's the point. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Check my website, wiseguide.com, for this recipe and all my others. They're all on there.